Question about Giuliani. Go on.
No, I think it's a mistake to think this election would be about impeachment. It's actually about employment.
So my question was, do you think it's ultimately a political question? So, no?
I don't see. I see voters are looking more at employment and jobs and the economy, and I think Republicans and Democrats at this stage of the game to even be discussing impeachment with regard to how we're going to approach the midterm, it's a huge mistake. We should all sit back. We should let Mueller do the investigation and let the chips fall where they may. And I think Democrats are doing a tremendous disservice if they use that as a talking point leading into the midterms.
But Alice,
that's not
they're
really
not.
what people are concerned with. That's what I'm saying. If that's where they go,
but I think the point
that
today
would be a huge mistake.
I think the point today is Rudy Giuliani used it as a talking point. That's what's interesting because he thinks it gets out Trump's base. He says they're going to take this president away, they're going to treat him badly, they're going to get rid of him, and he thinks that mobilizes his base. But it could just as easily mobilize the Democratic base because there's a strong anti-Trump vote. I'll call it that. I won't call it pro-impeachment. I'll go with David.
There's a real difference.
Strong anti-Trump vote, and when Giuliani does that, he's the one playing politics with it. Actually.
Well, Alice said that we should all. I'm paraphrasing here. We should all let the Mueller investigation play out, and not it's the wrong strategy to bring it in now. But then the president tweets, "It's time for the attorney general to end the investigation."
Exactly. What are we? This notion that they're trying to have it both ways, and I think most people are see through that. I think that there's a degree to which overall the Trump administration, to use George W. Bush, misunderestimates the intelligence of the American people. I mean, they're playing us as fools. People see through that.
And Don, I think to reiterate, I want to make it clear, I think it'd be wrong for Democrats and Republicans, I'm including the Trump administration as well, to use this as a wedge issue leading into this election. It certainly should be off the table. And I think, to quote Trey Gowdy, if you're innocent, act like it. And I think a lot of what we saw today with the tweets and what Giuliani has said, these are not, in my view, the actions of someone who, truly has a clear conscience in this regard. And I think we're better served, as they have said, if they're truly cooperating with this investigation, it's important to do it in word and in deed.
Right. I think you were clear about both sides should use it, and I'm glad you said that, because I was going to ask you what would you say to the president, and I think you would say exactly what you just said there on air to the president if he was saying.
Yeah, and I think what we're seeing today in that tweet, in my view, I think the president is a little up in arms over a face-to-face with Mueller, and things are getting closer, and the investigation is narrowing in, and it's causing a concern. But at the end of the day, the real issue here is Russian interference in our election. We don't know if there was any influence the vote. We don't know if there was any collusion. But that's what we need to do as Americans and as an